It really is wide open, and sure, teams are going to be ranked highly, but there are some that may be off the radar that have a chance to sneak in and do what Auburn just did. Give us 5.
Well, there's a bunch of them out there. I think the biggest thing, though, is where you start, obviously. And then who starts at the top of the pack. That might be the hardest thing in all of sports to do, is to stay there all season long. But there are a bunch of them that are out there right now, and I'll tell you, there's some that I really, really like. First, you got to look at Michigan State up in the Big Ten. They got Edwin Baker coming back. Kirk Cousins, the quarterback. They got a good offensive line. Mark D'Antonio knows he needs help on his defensive side. He's got a tough middle of the schedule, weeks 3, 4, and 5. You got Notre Dame, Ohio State, Nebraska. But then you go to Nebraska. Taylor Martinez back. Jared Crick, Baker Steinkuhler. The defense is really a good defense. They play well, and they're fast. They got Rex Burkhead back, another running back. They need some help in the offensive line. They got some tough Big Ten schedules coming. This is the team to keep your eye on for me. You got to watch Boise State. Kellen Moore is back. You love him. Defensively, this might be the year they have their best defense. Now, you know, Chris Peterson, to me, might be the best coach in the NCAA. He has a tough opener and a tough second last game. They'll be strong. Then you got to look at Oklahoma State. Brandon Weeden, the quarterback, man, he threw for all kinds of yards. They're generally, their entire whole offense is back. Blackman, as you're watching there, Heisman contender. Weeden could be a Heisman contender. They'll need help on their defensive side of the ball. And lastly, let's take a good look at Arkansas. Tyler Wilson will take over for Mallett. I watched these guys in the spring. Boy, they got Nile Davis as a runner, Greg Child, and 7 other receivers that can really play. This is an offense that's ready to go.
You think any defense in Auburn could be, or Arkansas could be ready perhaps for an Auburn-like run. So you mentioned Michigan State, Nebraska, Boise, Oklahoma State, Arkansas. Again, the Hogs in the round table in a little bit. Of those 5, which one? You kind of hinted to me like maybe you're thinking the guys that play on the blue. Who do you like the most as that potential dark horse?
I think if you have to look at their schedule. And I think when you look at their schedule, I think Boise State, that schedule sets up for them really well. They open down in Atlanta, and they're going to play Georgia, and then they get into their regular schedule. They don't have a real tough one again until TCU, the second last game of the season. But I got to tell you something. Chris Peterson, when I watch his teams, he is as good a coach as there is. Now, why? The question is why. The answer is this. Chris Peterson takes what he has and then molds his team to what he has. He's not a cookie-cutter guy. He doesn't try to get guys in and try to make them fit what he does. He fits to what his team is capable of doing. He does it extremely well. He does it year in and year out. And this year, his defense just might be the strength of that team.